Good evening and welcome to this year's David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation's 2021 Wildlife Artist of the Year Awards in association with the BBC Wildlife magazine. I'm Georgina Lamb and I'm the very proud CEO of the David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation. It's fantastic that so many of you have joined us from around the world this evening for our live awards ceremony, a culmination of over 6 months worth of work and for many of you artists, far longer. I can already hear bated breath and can sense the hundreds of fingers and toes being crossed in anticipation. This year's final features a staggering 262 pieces from 200 artists, which were judged and selected by our wonderful panel of judges. Having sat on the panel with the fantastic Emily, Melanie Shepherd, Wendy Fees, Mandy Shepherd, Hazel Sohn, Simon Trapnell, Jamie Roundtree, Gary Hodges and Richard Eccleston, I know I speak for all of us when I say how hard this year really was. This competition has been a personal highlight and tonic for me and for all of our team at DSWF. Having been so far away and disconnected in a year where travel hasn't been possible and turmoil has been rife, each and every piece, every explosion of colour, interpretation of nature has helped us feel a little closer to our biggest inspiration, wildlife. And it has celebrated in wonderful clarity the purpose of what we all feel so passionately about, protecting the natural world. In an age where our planet sits on a knife edge, to see the beautiful and powerful celebration of so many species and places was an uplifting reminder of why we must all continue our fight to end wildlife crime. My grandfather David would have been overwhelmed by how creative, vivid, provocative, sensitive and dedicated the art community has been over the last year, and more importantly, how supportive it has been. Whilst it's always disappointing not to have made the final, and indeed for those who might not win a category or prize tonight, to see the overwhelming support shown from your fellow artists has been heartwarming to witness. The 2021 Wildlife Artist of the Year competition element has already raised a staggering £50,000 in entries alone, and since lunchtime today, we've taken over £25,000 in art sales. To highlight what that really means, I wanted to share some quick facts and figures from a 6-month window last year as to the impact we were able to achieve thanks to the support from artists and the creative community like yourselves. DSWF supported 655 frontline wildlife rangers. We engaged over 1,155 women through empowerment and engagement groups. Over 6,600 children across Africa and Asia and here in the UK engaged with us as to the importance of wildlife protection and conservation. We stepped in to support and help mitigate over 230 human-wildlife conflicts, some of which could have had devastating consequences for both humans and wildlife. And through a hugely successful social media campaign with partners in Asia, we helped reach over 136 million people about reducing consumer demand for wildlife in China. With your support, we are helping to protect a combined wilderness area just shy of 130,000 square kilometres of protected habitat and the wildlife that rely on these places as a sanctuary for survival. Whilst I know we can't all be gathered tonight in person to walk around what would have been a truly stunning exhibition, I'm delighted to share with you a quick look at this year's virtual gallery. I hope you'll all find the time to look and explore in more depth our virtual creation, which can be found via our website at davidshepherd.org. But to give you a flavour of what it looks like, I'm delighted to show you a whistle-stop tour of this year's virtual gallery. Just a quick note for those who aren't familiar with this platform tonight, there is a Q&A function and we would love to hear from as many of you who are watching along with us as possible. Whether you're an artist, a supporter, a potential buyer, anyone who just wants to say hello, where you're coming from, and please do interact with us on the live Q&A chat. Tonight is of course about celebrating wildlife art and sharing this year's winners, but it's also a wonderful reminder that in every piece in this year's exhibition, alongside some stunning guest artwork pieces, is available to purchase on our website, with at least 50% of the proceeds from all sales going to help fund our vital conservation work across Africa and Asia. So please do explore, buy and purchase in the knowledge that you're helping to turn the tide on extinction with every penny spent. We have a number of fantastic awards this evening and a very special new announcement which we will be making after the finalist has been announced about a new prize launching this year which epitomises our art of survival legacy and brings conservation and art together. It goes without saying that Wildlife Artist of the Year would not be possible without all the incredible sponsors and partners who make this exhibition a reality, especially to Neil and June Covey. So on behalf of the wildlife we fight to protect, thank you. Before handing over to my co-host this evening, DSWF Art Patron and Ambassador, Wildlife Artist of the Year Judge, Wildlife Artist, and my sister Emily, who will share a few words, I'm delighted to show you a video which celebrates this year's final exhibition artworks. The David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation's Wildlife Artist of the Year exhibition and competition is a world-renowned art fixture in the creative calendar, which has to date generated more than £1.2 million in income since its inception. Established to raise awareness and funds for the natural world, it's become known and referred to by many as the Oscars of the wildlife art world. This last year has been unlike any other in our history since the competition was launched in 2008. As we have seen the world go into a tailspin, we have also seen the coming together of the creative community who have injected colour and hope into what has been a dark and challenging year for our planet. This year we are delighted to have brought you the 2021 Wildlife Artist of the Year competition in association with our fantastic friends at the BBC Wildlife magazine. With over 2,300 artworks submitted from over 70 different countries, by simply participating, you have all helped raise over £50,000 for wildlife from your entries alone, before a single piece has even been sold. This year's entries have been a riot of colour, texture, depth, subject, imagination, and has been a true celebration of the natural world and wildlife. We have seen more entries than ever before make bold and brave statements as to our impact on the planet, forcing us to address what more can be done to turn the tide on extinction and to end environmental crime. The David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation was born from a passion for both art and wildlife, and each and every artist who entered, each supporter, sponsor and buyer, is helping us keep the legacy of my grandfather David alive. Wildlife Artist of the Year is a true celebration of the species and places which inspire us all, and is a way to give back to support the conservation efforts of the David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation in keeping wildlife safe and in supporting the brave men and women on the front line of species protection. At the Foundation, we live by our tagline, the art of survival. To fight, protect and engage on behalf of wildlife, and this year's Wildlife Artist of the Year in association with the BBC Wildlife magazine is a true testament to this statement. To every artist and creator out there who has supported this competition, be it as a finalist or not, thank you. You have breathed life and colour into this competition, and in doing so are having a real and meaningful impact on our conservation efforts across Africa and Asia. We are in awe of your work, and it is a true privilege to have witnessed the wonderful world of wildlife and the wilderness through your creative eyes. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to everyone, fellow artists, sponsors, friends of the Foundation, conservationists, and many more. It is my absolute privilege and honour to be co-hosting with my sister tonight. For the record, I will not be referring to her as Georgina at all, but Peanut. This has always been her name in the eyes of nearest and dearest, and indeed to many of you out there watching already. Being connected to all across the land and oceans is quite an extraordinary thing, and although the live event at the gallery is something we miss greatly, we're able to do something just as powerful this way too. Many of you have entered your pieces from all over the world and can either not afford to make it to London or simply don't have the time, with or without a global pandemic in the mix. This way, we celebrate together. Like yourselves, I am here in common standing and commitment, not only in art, but the essence of why we create it, what inspires us and drives us in life, what makes us tick, and what bonds us as one in purpose and endeavour to celebrate wildlife and the beauty of nature, and the power she beholds. As a judge on this competition, I am in awe of the participants who put forward their work. It is no small thing to put ourselves out there, and from artist to artist, I salute every single one of you. And of course, the families who quietly support our mad and sometimes emotional endeavours from the sidelines. Now, without further ado, we have a very exciting showcase for you ahead. Our wonderful ambassador, Laura Wright, will kick off this evening with a heartfelt and beautiful collaboration between kindred spirits. Please give a warm welcome from your homes and raise a glass with the sound up loud to the magic that is Zambia's own wildlife guardians at the Game Rangers International, singing their hearts out, and of course, Laura herself.
Hello, my name's Laura Wright, and I am a community ambassador for the David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation. A few years ago, we embarked upon an incredible journey to cycle across Zambia to raise funds for DSWF. Myself and my husband, Harry Rowland, spent lots and lots of time within different communities and seeing the different projects that DSWF are involved in. We also used our passions of music and sport to bring together communities and to find a common goal. We met some of the incredible keepers at the Elephant Orphanage facility at Lilai, one of whom has an incredible voice. We created a space early one morning to sing Amazing Grace, the traditional folk song, all together. It was beautiful, and we wanted to recreate it for you now. So this is a very unique, very, very special version of Amazing Grace, sung with myself and keeper Elvis. Elvis, I just want to say thank you so much for your time, for your continued support of what is an incredible and such an important cause. We are so, so grateful, and it's been such a joy to recreate this special moment.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear. They are I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already come. 'Twas grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us forth.
What an incredible piece of music created by Laura and Elvis. Thank you. And it's wonderful to see everybody's comments. We've got Kim watching from Bermuda. We've got Kim watching from France. We've got Adam and Joni watching from Namibia. We've got Carol watching from Canada. We've got our wonderful sponsors, More Barlow, along with us. We've got Carrie from Austin, Texas. It's just wonderful to see everybody. We've got Paul from Cape Town. So it's just incredible. And Jason from North Carolina. So thank you so much for sharing your comments. It really does make it extra exciting for us to know that you're all watching along with us. Before we jump straight into the first award of the night, I wanted to let you all know to keep your eyes peeled for a fantastic spread, courtesy of our friends and partners at the BBC Wildlife magazine in the upcoming June edition, which covers and showcases some of the amazing winners and pieces from this year's show. A number of pieces in the final exhibition were also highly commended by our judges and especially picked out, which sadly we don't have time to go through tonight, but which will be noted on our online catalogue via our website from tomorrow, so please do have a look. So, to kick us off, the first award of the evening is the Elizabeth Hosking Prize for Watercolour, generously sponsored by the wonderful Elizabeth Hosking to celebrate a medium which exudes delicacy, fluidity, technique, but also breathtaking detail, colour, and often dynamic yet subtle movement. This is a wonderful award for a wonderful medium, for which the winner receives a personal £500 cash prize. To share this year's winner, over to Emily.
Thanks, P. And the Elizabeth Hosking Watercolour Prize of 2021 goes to Jungi Jang for Trapped. These next comments I will read from Elizabeth Hosking herself and from one of our judges, the amazing watercolourist Hazel Sohn. This is a well-painted and imaginative watercolour, beautifully executed. The technique and colouring encapsulate both the abstract and the figurative in a clever image. Not only is this painting a striking work of art, but it carries an important message about our stewardship of the planet to its audience, and thereby also captures the essence of DSWF's purpose on Earth. Thank you, Elizabeth and Hazel, and congratulations to Jungi. Back to P.
Thank you, Emily, and huge congratulations to Jungi. We have some wonderful comments coming in. I can't keep up from how global we are this evening, but it's wonderful. So thank you, everybody from all over the world, for sharing your comments tonight. Next up, we have the Artist Magazine Award, which is sponsored by the Artist Magazine and chosen by the wonderful editor and publisher, Dr. Sally Bulgan. The winner of this award receives an interview feature in the upcoming edition of the Artist Magazine. So back over to Emily to share this year's winner.
Thank you, P. And the winner of the Artist Magazine 2021 goes to Hilary Kington for her pieces Curlew in the Estuary, but for How Long? And Curlew Moon. The comments on this piece are from Dr. Sally Bulgan of the Artist Magazine. I love to see this tall, elegant and iconic bird striding across the mudflats in the salt marshes. It's incredibly sad that they are in such serious decline, so Hilary's obvious passion for capturing the curlew in its wild habitat, as encapsulated by this image in particular, truly resonated with me. I love the simplicity of her design, the beautiful muted colours so typical of the natural environment in which the bird lives, and the inscribed messages highlighting its plight. Thank you, Sally, and well done to Hilary. Back to P.
Huge congratulations to Hilary, who I hope is watching along with the just shy of 400 attendees and households that we have online with us this evening. If you do win an award and you are watching, please do comment so we know that you are with us this evening. The final of our special Wildlife Artist of the Year awards, before we jump into the category winners, is the new BBC Wildlife Magazine Editor's Choice, sponsored, of course, by our wonderful partners this year, the BBC Wildlife Magazine. The winner of this award will receive a one-year subscription to the magazine, plus a BBC Wildlife Magazine gift bundle. Back over to Emily to announce the winner.
Thank you, P. And the winner of BBC's Editor's Choice goes to Pascal Chenot for Banquise. Paul McGuinness from the BBC sent us his thoughts on the piece. A beautiful and skillful work that demands attention, celebrating its subjects while provoking a powerful reaction to the reality of their plight. The longer I gazed through the gaps where the bear should have been, I was struck by a brutal vision of these mighty animals disappearing from our frozen north. Thank you so much, Paul, and many congratulations to Pascal, who I hope is watching this evening. Back to P.
Thank you, Em, and a huge congratulations to Pascal, who has supported this competition for many, many years. It's really, really fantastic. So the first of our category prizes is an especially exciting one this year, thanks to the amazing prize package that comes with it. The Human Impact category aims to celebrate entrants from artists aged 16 to 22, providing a platform for young people to make a statement through their art about how humans are impacting the environment. A separate judging panel for this award is comprised of the 2019 Wildlife Artist of the Year winner, Stephen Rue, wildlife artivist Martin Aigling, who has been instrumental in growing and bringing this category to life, Emily, my co-host, and who you all know, and Amanda Couch, artist and lecturer. Sponsored in memory of Ingrid Beasley, who did so much to support and empower young artists. The Human Impact Prize includes a £500 cash prize for the winning artist, an amazing £2,000 conservation voucher to be donated to a DSWF conservation initiative or species of the winner's choice, a £1,500 donation to the Resilience Project, aimed at reducing eco-anxiety among the creative community, and a £1,000 voucher to be used for art supplies for an under-resourced school or community group of the Human Impact winner's choice. The youth of today are set to inherit a heavy and complex burden of protecting our ailing planet. Humans have had an indelible effect on the earth, and changes to the way that humans live and their negative impact on the world is moving at a glacial pace. This category was thought-provoking, exciting, heartbreaking, but most importantly, brave in its messaging. Delighted to hand back to Emily to announce this year's winner.
Thanks, P. Such an amazing and important award, very close to my heart. So thank you for sharing the details on that. And the winner of Wildlife Artist of the Year's Human Impact 2021 goes to Alicia Hayden for When the Whales Sang. The judges' comments on this were as follows. This artwork truly sang to us. The issue of anthropogenic noise pollution is not widely known, but it affects all manner of species from dwarf mongooses to whales. Effective wildlife artivism toes a line between beauty and horror, where thought is provoked and messages start to resonate in the mind of the beholder. In this instance, we were hooked by a beautifully executed drawing of a whale, but our hearts soon turned cold as it disintegrated into a cacophony of increasingly erratic sound waves. A perfect metaphor for disturbances in communication caused by increased human activities on our oceans. Thank you so much, Martin, for those words, and congratulations to Alicia. Back to P.
Thank you, Emily, and congratulations to Alicia. It's also wonderful to see so many people joining and to know that we've got our headline sponsors, Neil and June Covey, on with us. Thank you. Next up is Animal Behaviour, sponsored by the incredibly talented, dedicated, committed wildlife artist himself, Gary Hodges. The Animal Behaviour category celebrates artwork that exhibits a true understanding of animal behaviour, capturing movements which might be humorous, tragic, aggressive, or simply part of their daily ritual. A piece which speaks to the soul and gets to the very heart of the animal. The winner of this category will receive a personal cash prize of £500. Over to Emily to announce the winner.
Thank you so much, P. And the winner of Animal Behaviour 2021 goes to Szilvia Mate for Father and Son. And here are some of the judges' comments. This brilliant drawing by Szilvia of chimps captures the very, very gentle anthropomorphic relationship between the two animals. It is an extremely accomplished piece of artwork. There is such immense feeling of love exuding from this magnificent drawing of our close relatives, and to achieve a notable depth of feeling as well as being technically brilliant is something we all strive to accomplish. This piece brings both to its audience, and its storytelling and art is its finest. Thank you, judges. Amazing achievement, Szilvia. Back to P.
Next up, we have Earth's Wild Beauty, sponsored by long-term corporate friends and supporters of DSWF, More Barlow, and I know we have Helen from More Barlow watching along with us this evening, who proudly sponsor this stunning category, Earth's Wild Beauty. Our planet is an inspiring tapestry of contrasting habitats and landscapes, providing homes to a host of different animals, plants, trees and insects. The Earth's Wild Beauty category is a celebration of Earth's wild landscapes, seascapes and all that live in them. The winner of this category will receive a personal cash prize of £500. Over to Emily to announce the winner.
Thank you, P. And the winner of Wildlife Artist of the Year's Earth's Wild Beauty goes to Guy Coombs for 5th position. Some of the judges' comments on this. It is so unusual to see this lesser known but exquisite animal as the main subject of a painting, and Guy's background and ability to catch its unique way of feeding results in a truly wonderful portrait. A truly brilliant and technically profound piece of work, its style unique and composition daring. Thank you, judges, for your comments, and well done, Guy. Back to P.
It's wonderful to see everyone with us. Hello to Claire, Mark, Jeff, Natalia from Russia, to Paul, to Samantha, to Sarah, to Nick, to Bern and Flo, to Sandra, everyone. It's so wonderful having you along with us, and thank you so much for sending the comments, which makes us feel all a little closer and connected. Facing Extinction, sponsored by DSWF's very dear friends, the passionate, colourful and unwaveringly committed conservationists Martin and Emma Lou. Today, the world is facing the 6th mass extinction, with hundreds of species across the planet vanishing from the face of the earth before our very eyes. Whether driven by habitat destruction, wildlife crime, human-wildlife conflict, pollution, climate change, or disease and pandemics, the growing challenges facing many of these incredible creatures could mean that our last chance to see them will only be on canvas or immortalised in sculpture if we do not turn the tide on extinction. The Facing Extinction category celebrates vulnerable species at risk from extinction, capturing their behaviour and importance in striking imagery. They may be gone tomorrow if we do not act today. The winner of this category will receive a personal cash prize of £500. Over to Emily to announce the winner.
Thank you, P. I'm thrilled to announce the winner of Wildlife Artist of the Year's Facing Extinction 2021, and the winner is Cole Stirling for Running Towards Extinction. Again, some of the comments. As well as being truly beautiful pencil triptych, this tiger drawing really portrays the very powerful message that tigers genuinely are running towards extinction. This is a well-executed artwork of a familiar theme, but whilst many wildlife artists use a partially incomplete or disappearing image to hint at extinction, Cole has incorporated movement into the narrative in such a successful way that it implores us to take note. Look, he says, the vanishing is happening before our very eyes, and he urges us to respond, lest the next panel be blank in the blink of an eye. Thank you, judges, and congratulations to Cole. Back to P.
It's wonderful. I have to say we've got Alicia online with us, who was one of the category winners of Human Impact. So I'm delighted that you're with us, and we are also thrilled for you. So well done, Alicia. Next up, Into the Blue, sponsored by the hugely supportive Paul Traub Associates. I know Paul is with us, so a huge thank you. Covering 75% of our planet and essential to all life on Earth. Fresh and seawater are home to some of the most unusual, diverse, mysterious and incredible creatures. Due to pollution, particularly plastics, overfishing and overexploitation, our oceans are struggling to support life. It is more important than ever that as humans, we work to care for and appreciate the water on our planet, preventing more pollution, reducing or ending consumption, and clearing up the mess which has been made for decades before the richness of life underwater is lost. The Into the Blue category celebrates artwork which illustrates the wonderful world of water, be it ocean, seashore, wetlands, river or stream, and the incredible animals and landscapes within it. The winner of this category will receive a personal cash prize of £500. Back over to Emily to announce the winner.
Thank you, P. And the winner of Wildlife Artist of the Year's Into the Blue category goes to Nick Oneill for Blue Squadron. The judges' comments on this piece. As always, Nick has captured the excitement and energy of his subject in this wonderful work featuring the grace of this squadron of manta rays. A hugely effective image and such a bold and technically perfect artwork. Once again, Oneill proves his expertise in his use of mixed medium and originality. Everyone recognises a Nick Oneill piece and this for us was a display of his style and execution at its very best. You simply want to dive right in. Thank you, judges, and well done, Nick. Back to P.
Thank you, Emily. And again, it's lovely to have everyone with us. We've got Peter, we've got Amanda, we've got Anna, we've got Becky, we've got Carrie, we've got Ab Singh Hart, who's the first time with us, so thank you so much. We've got Ellie, we've got Sophia from Singapore, we've got Paul, we've got Yale from Kenya, we've got Craig with us. It's wonderful to see you all with us, so thank you so much for joining us this evening. Next up, urban wildlife. The beauty of the natural world isn't always found in the most obvious of places, and life in an urban environment is often overlooked when it comes to seeking out or noticing wildlife. Many species live side by side with city-dwelling humans without ever really being noticed. Within a harsh city landscape, however, there is a fascinating world of wildlife that can be uncovered if only the time is taken to search for it. The urban wildlife category celebrates art which depicts an urban setting or city life of animals and plants, whilst demonstrating a contrast and harmony between the wild and the urban. The winner of this category will receive a personal cash prize of £500. Over to Emily to announce the winner.
Thank you, Peanut. And the winner of Urban Wildlife 2021 goes to Shannon Reynolds. Who invited him? The judges' comments on this work. This is a simple yet wonderful painting of a common subject made truly beautiful, and the artist captures the humorous animosity between these two species. This exceedingly pleasing painting exudes charm, light and wit, and turns a mundane street lamp and its ordinary visitors into celebrities. Conservationists might not put pigeons at the top of their list, but this successful rendition reminds us that every creature is valuable, and that humans and wildlife can live alongside each other successfully. Thank you, judges, and well done, Shannon. Back to P.
Thanks, Em. And just to say, we've got both Nick and Cole online with us, who are the previous winners. So congratulations, Cole, and congratulations, Nick. I'm absolutely delighted for you. Your pieces were stunning, as everyone is agreeing with. Next up, we have Wings, sponsored by our wonderful and hugely supportive friends Martin and Sally Locke at Silver Surfers. The wonderful world of winged creatures is diverse, complex and fascinating. Birds, bees, butterflies and bats all experience the planet from a different perspective, soaring above our oceans, crossing vast desert plains and making their homes in unusual locations. Many winged species travel thousands of miles across the continents each year during their migration to breed and raise young. These journeys are becoming more and more perilous due to human behaviour and development, with many of the routes now posing huge threats to migrating birds. The Wings category shows the extraordinary variety of winged wildlife on our planet, including birds and insects, in flight or at rest. The winner of this category will receive a personal cash prize of £500, and I'm delighted to hand over to Emily to announce the winner.
Thank you, P. And the winner of Wildlife Artist of the Year's Wings category 2021 goes to Matthew Polluk for Migration. Some of the judges' comments are as follows. Matthew has captured the wonderful sight of these geese in such a unique and unusual way, and the image draws the viewer inwards to the incredible view of our planet that we must protect. I absolutely love this piece. It is different, it is wholly effective. Polluk is undoubtedly a highly skilled artist and has created a magnificent and mythical composition. Thank you, judges, and congratulations, Matthew. Back to P.
Thank you, Emily, and huge congratulations to Matthew. I can't believe we're already over halfway through and we're creeping up to the finalists. But before we get to the overall runner-up and the winner of the 2021 Wildlife Artist of the Year Award, we wanted to say that every piece entered and every finalist selected is amazing and incredible. We are in awe of the wildlife art community and feel hugely privileged at DSWF to work alongside so many of you to help keep wildlife safe and to end wildlife crime. There is one final very special award after the winner's announcement, so please don't dash off afterwards as we announce this very special new prize. So, on to the 2021 overall runner-up, sponsored by our very dear friends and long-term supporters, the amazing Neil and June Covey. The winner of this award receives a £2,000 cash prize. It is with great excitement that I hand over to Emily to share with you this year's overall runner-up.
Thank you, P. I am absolutely thrilled to announce this award. I feel very privileged. The overall runner-up of Wildlife Artist of the Year 2021 goes to Stella Mays for her magnificent pastel painting of Flyby. I hope so much she is online. The 3 comments from the judges. This wonderful image, captured in such detail by Stella, of the polar bear on the ice brings home the fragility of the situation faced by these magnificent creatures. Her attention to detail and atmosphere is truly brilliant, a worthy runner-up. Stella Mays is a master of pastel painting. This painting reinforces her immense skill, and the execution of the subject and the setting speaks clearly for itself. This is not only a superb composition overall, but every square inch is a joy to behold. Look closely at the crisscross pastel marks, absorb the colours and the energy, and you realise that you're in the presence of a consummate artist. Stella Mays never fails to impress, and this painting is no exception. She is a superb technician and has created a beautiful and ultimately moving composition, a very worthy runner-up of this competition, and this result is so well deserved. Thank you, judges, for your comments, and congratulations to Stella. What a truly magnificent piece of work and storytelling for the beautiful polar bears. Back to P.
Congratulations, Stella, a hugely worthy runner-up. And I think we actually have Matthew Polluk online. It just says Matthew, but I'm going to assume by the OMG, all in capital letters with exclamation marks, that is in fact Matthew Polluk, who has just won a category. So huge congratulations, and we are delighted that you are online with us. Finally, it's come to that time in the evening where even I start bobbing up and down and tapping my feet with excitement and joy as we find out who has won the David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation 2021 Wildlife Artist of the Year competition, which is sponsored yet again by the incredible Neil and June Covey. This year, the winner receives a very special prize package consisting of a £5,000 personal cash prize and a £5,000 conservation voucher to be donated in the 2021 Wildlife Artist of the Year's name to a DSWF conservation initiative or species. Without further ado, over to Emily to share with you this year's very worthy winner.
I just have to say, it's been so difficult to keep my mouth shut about this. I'm so excited to have the huge privilege to announce this and cannot wait for the winner to hear their name. So without further ado, the winner of Wildlife Artist of the Year 2021 goes to Darren Rees for Orcas Blackfish Sound. While I let this immense achievement sink in, I will read through some of the comments from the judges which brought us to this decision. This remarkable painting by Darren, as always, captures the atmosphere and scale of the environment he paints. The gentleness of the orca swimming by such a spectacular backdrop reminds us of the beauty of our planet and how vitally important both land and ocean are to our very survival. That a painting less than a metre wide can be filled with so much space is the reason this painting is a winner. In its simplicity, it speaks of the vastness of the planet and the smallness of its creatures, even those as large as whales. It is filled with fragility and tenderness, hope and promise, wrapped in a quiet undercurrent of warning, whispering that we must do everything we can to look after this precious jewel. Such a brilliant painting, filled with exquisite, subtle colours, creating a deceptively simple composition and kaleidoscope of colour. Thank you, judges, and well done to Darren for creating such an exquisite work of art. I long to be there in that painting and personally could look at this all day, every day. Congratulations, and I hope you can stay on cloud nine for a very, very long time. Truly well deserved. Back to P, for the show is not over yet, and we have one more prize to go.
Thank you, Emily, and a huge well done to Darren. It's wonderful also to see how supportive the artist community and all the artists are being to each other, from Michelle to Jeff to Paul, all wishing Stella and Darren a huge congratulations. Finally, in homage to our founder, our roots and our legacy, the art of survival, we wanted to introduce a very special new award to celebrate this, which is why in 2021 we are launching the David Shepherd Art of Survival Award. Each year, this new award will honour and celebrate a standout and exceptional artist who has used their art to help support DSWF in its mission to protect wildlife and end wildlife crime. Art and wildlife is our DNA, and the new David Shepherd Art of Survival Award is a celebration of how art can impact our world for good. This special prize is given in recognition of a supporting artist who has gone above and beyond the creation of art alone, by using their work to celebrate and promote positive change, challenge alternative views and difficult topics, someone who celebrates and promotes our work, and also who raises funds for the natural world. This is a prize my grandfather David would have wholeheartedly supported and championed. The winner will be whisked away on a sponsored visit to DSWF's ground-based conservation partners in Zambia to explore our conservation efforts firsthand and witness how art really is helping keep wildlife safe and the wilderness protected. The purpose of this incredible trip will be to immerse the winning artist in true conservation work at its finest, while documenting the efforts through an artist's lens to help us tell a conservation success story. The award is generously sponsored by Graham and Melanie Lamb, and it gives me huge honour to share with you the inaugural winner of the David Shepherd Art of Survival Award goes to Martin Aveling. Congratulations, Martin. You do so much for both wildlife and the wildlife art community. We are all thrilled and delighted for you. Before I say my final thank yous and farewells, I'm going to hand over to Emily to say a final few words.
Thank you, P. As we close out with 406 attendees, this is just such a privilege to be part of. I really hope that you have enjoyed this evening's revelations and celebrations of everything DSWF stands for. The world of art, wildlife and conservation is a story we need to keep telling in our own ways to create these powerful dialogues and narratives collectively. And I hope that I speak on behalf of the artists out there that this has yet again inspired the momentum needed to continue on this journey together. A great deal can and will always be achieved by this community when we combine art, resource and action. This competition stands as a true union between us all in these testing times, but mostly it is an honour to be working alongside Mother Nature herself with effective and strong families like DSWF. Thank you to everyone for their hard work behind the scenes, the artists who dare to submit their work and put themselves out there, and of course all those fighting on the front line for wild spaces. Thank you, and for the last time, over to P.
Thank you, Emily. And just finally, thank you everyone, to Stephen, to Nick, to Kirk, to Joanne, to Karen, to Michelle, to Samantha, to Ray, to Emily, to Carrie, to Beth, everyone who's commenting and just celebrating the wonderful artists who have won this evening. It's so wonderful to see. So firstly, a huge and heartfelt congratulations to the DSWF Wildlife Artist of the Year 2021 winner, Darren Rees, and to all of our other winners, but also to every single artist out there whose work that we have got to enjoy this year through the wonderful competition. Thank you. It's been a personal highlight and privilege for me and for our team. To Elvis and Laura, you both amaze me with your commitment and dedication, and I can't wait to head back to Zambia to thank you in person myself, Elvis. The work you and your colleagues do to keep Zambia's wildlife alive and safe is inspirational. And to Laura, of course, for your unwavering support as our ambassador, a true wildlife champion. Thank you. Thank you to Emily, of course, and to all of our judges, to our incredible sponsors, and to the BBC Wildlife magazine, especially to Paul, Richard and Lara, to Dan, Rich and Andrew and everyone at Simity for tonight and making it happen in this virtual platform. Thank you. And of course, to the DSWF team, to Julie, to Dan, to Mary, to Theo, to Charlie, to Kay, to Becca, to Joe E, to Nat, to Marianne, to Joe B, to Lottie and the wonderful Mandy. None of this would have been possible without you. And I think it's really important to remind people that whilst we are a hugely passionate and ambitious team, we're also a very small one. So the hard work and endless hours that goes into this competition and exhibition is astonishing. So thank you. You can all still vote for one more prize, which is the BBC Wildlife Magazine People's Choice Award. The power is in your hands. You can do this online via our website, and the winning artist will receive a BBC Wildlife Magazine 1-year subscription plus a BBC Wildlife Magazine gift bundle. Everyone voted will also be automatically entered into a raffle to win a DSWF adoption. Wildlife needs us now more than ever, so please support us by buying again and donating and sharing. All you need to do is visit our exciting virtual gallery or our website, where at least 50% of all sales go towards funding our vital work to turn the tide on species extinction. Thank you for joining us and for bringing so much colour and vibrancy into our world through your art. On behalf of the DSWF team and the wildlife that you all helped to protect, thank you and good night.